Hey everybody, Chef here, Thursday, November 5th, 2020. Just in case you missed the Google Meet, today we're going to go over the large Hobart mixer and its attachments. No quiz today. No quiz is due today. That quiz we will do tomorrow. If you can tune into the Google Meet tomorrow, we will go over it together. Please keep in mind the due dates for these assignments. Once that date is up, you can no longer receive credit. I feel like I give people plenty of time. If you ever run into trouble, like I always say, you can message me. And remember that grading period ends Tuesday, November 10th, 2020. So let's get started. When should I use the large mixer? You should use the large mixer when you need to make quadrupled recipes or more. Usually, you can't make small recipes in this. It's just too big of a machine. So you can kind of look at the bowl size and see. This is I can't remember exactly what size. I don't want to say what size it is because I'm not exactly sure. But once you get a good look at it, it's a very large mixer. We usually make it for making bread because we make large amounts of bread dough. So that's when you usually use it for large recipes. If you have a smaller recipe, we have other mixers to use, and I will go over that at another time. This mixer is located at the bread station. While we're looking at this bread station, I'm going to draw a few little arrows here. Our pasta rollers are kept here. It's always important to see that yellow wand there. That's a thermometer and a dough scraper. All these things always need to be there because you need them at this station. And now what we're going to talk about next, and here's obviously here is the mixer itself, and we're going to talk about this drawer right here and what goes in it. Next slide. So this is the bread station drawer. The immersion blender goes in here. You probably remember that from the last video. That goes in here. Usually a rolling pin, and then these paddles and wands for our crepe maker. That's all we really keep in this drawer right here, and the cranks for the pasta machine. So just to give you an idea of what we like to keep in that drawer so we can find it when we need it. The attachments. First attachment is a whisk. The second is a dough hook. And the third is a paddle. I don't think I put the next slide, I think I showed dough hook and then paddle, but this is a whisk. We don't use this as often as you would think. Usually use a whisk to incorporate air into something. I would say if we were going to need to crack a bunch of eggs and kind of scramble them on a large level, we'd probably use this whisk. Let's move on to the next slide and I'll show you the dough hook. Well, nope, I will show you the paddle. Paddle is probably one of the most essential tools for this mixer. Even if you're making bread dough, when you start out the process, you need to incorporate the ingredients with a paddle before you can move on to a dough hook. So the reason it works better than a whisk is things don't get caught up in it as much, and it can really incorporate things very well, but things don't get caught in a whisk. They get caught in a whisk. And the next one is the dough hook. Dough hook is for once the dough is made and somewhat homogeneous together, like it looks like bread dough, and you need to knead the dough, you can use this hook to do that instead of having to do it by hand. Where do we store the attachments? There's usually a bus tub right down here, right here, and once they're cleaned and sanitized and air dried, they're stored right under here. Here's the mixing bowl. The most important thing you need to know is this little stem that sticks out right here. And then these little handles with a hole here. And so that handle has to insert into this peg. And then this little stem needs to insert in the back here so the bowl is very secure. This is a very strong machine, and you need to make sure that the bowl is secure before you use it. Raising the bowl, all you do is use this crank lever right here and pull it down, and it will raise it up into the locking position, and then you're almost ready to use it. This is a safety cage. The reason for the safety cage is, once again, very powerful machine. If you stuck your arm in here with this paddle, it could actually break your arm. It's so strong. So the safety cage has been designed so nobody could stick their hands in there while the machine is running. If you'll look right here, there's like this cage kind of slides over, and there's like a little mechanism that'll help turn it on. I'm going to go to the next side and kind of show you a close-up. Once this lines up with this, it knows the safety cage is engaged. Now it will let the mixer turn on. You cannot operate the mixer without the safety cage on. Very simple things here. There's a start button, there's a stop button, and the speeds. One thing about the speeds that's nice about this mixer is like some mixers you see, like the ones we have like a speed 1, 2, 3, 4, and each time you change speeds you need to turn the mixer off because it can strip the gears. This one you can just turn the speed and it will gradually go up. Also has a timer, so if you're ever kneading bread dough, you can set the time and walk away and come back, and you don't have to stand there and wait. It'll even make a little ding so you know that it's time to go back and check on it. So here's a little bit another picture with the digital display on there, and you can put your time on there. And hold means right now that just means that you don't have the timer on. All right. Cleanup and breakdown. Really, I don't need to get into all of this right here and right on this. What I need to explain to you is this white? Let's see. This does throw out quite a bit of flour on the mixer, and you can get it kind of all over the place. You can get up here and all over the place here. One thing you need to learn is that there's a lot of flour on the mixer. Before you clean it, it's a very good idea to dust off the flour before you like spray it down with sanitizer or hot soapy water, because if you don't, you're just going to make a paste and you'll never get it off. So you want to get as much of the dry flour off as you can before you clean it and sanitize it. And I think that's it. There might be another slide. I'm not quite sure. I don't think so. Yeah, there's one more. Always remember to unplug a mixer before cleaning it. It would be very hard for this mixer to turn on even if it's plugged in while you're cleaning it, but it's always good practice to unplug an appliance before you clean it. So we'll take no quiz today. There will be a quiz posted tomorrow, Friday. Please tune into that Google Meet if you can. It'll make it easier for me and you, and see you tomorrow. Have a great day.